Chelsea have finally found a winning formula as they win today 3-1 against Leicester in a much needed win after a phenomenal dub against Dortmund in the Champions League. I saw no hangover, I saw no complacency, and I saw no stagnation. Chelsea look to continue to improve on results as they are doing better and winning games like we should be. I want to talk about a few things today. Ben Chilwell had a phenomenal game. I think he was my man of the match, and the goal that he scored in the first, 20 minutes of the game really epitomized Ben Chilwell. Really early. He's very unpredictable. He's an unpredictable footballer because he plays left wing back, but he's very similar to, Marcos Alonso, who us Chelsea fans have become accustomed to over the years. But he's a much better defender. He's a more well-rounded player than Marcos Alonso ever was. I think he was my man of the match today. He played phenomenally. Another person I want to talk about today is Kai Havertz. He deserves a lot of praise. He stuck up. He got battered in the first half with one of the worst challenges across his chest I think I've seen in recent memory. We'll get into that later on, but he toughed it out. He played well. Right before the end of the half, Enzo Fernandez had a filthy pass to him, a little scoop over the top of the defense, and then he proceeds to do the same thing and just a little dink over the top of the goalkeeper and made it 2-1. Put us back in front before halftime. He did really well today again. He wasn't just a center forward either. He played as a right wing for the first half, and I thought he looked good in that position as well, also showing his ability to, fit into separate roles in the team as needed. Kovacic gets a goal, which is so deserved for Kovacic because he's such a good footballer but never produces assists and goals, so people give him slack for it. Reality is he's a classy footballer and honestly deserves the captain armband when Thiago Silva's gone and Reece James is gone. I think he's a consummate professional. He's a winner. He's experienced. He's played in every competition imaginable. He's won damn near every competition he's played in apart from the World Cup and the Euros. He's paved out a phenomenal career, and I'm blessed to have him at Chelsea. Again, with that, I want to say Mudryk did really well to avoid the 007 memes. It's now 0-1-7 for Mudryk. I'm going to go through a little bit of each individual's performance today, starting at the back with Kepa Arrizabalaga. He had a weird one today. He did not have his best game, but I do think he played well. He created a lot of errors that we probably should have been punished by, but he also saved a few shots that were not an easy save. He made a few good saves. So for me with Kepa, he probably got a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 in that range. I just don't see... I could see him getting better and finding his form after today, but today definitely was not his best game at all. Going to the back three, we're going to start with Wesley Fofana. He had a great game today. Wesley Fofana, again, shows why he's a generational talent, and it really is up to him to stay fit. If he can find the formula to stay fit, Wesley Fofana will become one of the best center backs in the world. Mark my words. Kalidou Koulibaly had a great game today. He's kind of making me eat my words a bit over the last week with our 3 wins in a row. Koulibaly's been at the heart of all of that. We've won 3 games in a row without Thiago Silva. Koulibaly's been the guy to hold the defense together, and he's easing into the Premier League, which is good to see because we needed him. We dropped a bag on a 31-year-old who very well could have just turned into a complete flop, but is, kind of finding his feet in the Premier League. Good for him. Glad to see it. Lastly, I want to talk about Cucurella in the back line. Cucurella, thank God he figured it out. I felt so bad for him, and the amount of heat this man took online and in the press was ridiculous. He had a tough time easing into it. No one's going to just walk into a team and take it over. Reality is at best you're going to come in and make a mark, which is what Enzo Fernandez has done, but I think that just further shows his class. It takes time to ease into a club like Chelsea coming from Brighton. It's a small team. Chelsea is an international club. I'm an American sitting in Lexington, Kentucky, ranting about a game that I watched at 10 a.m. while they're on the other side of the world, asleep, preparing to go to training tomorrow. So, good for Cucurella. Glad to see him do well. Overall, the back three, the little back line we had, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I thought they looked strong. Wesley Fofana was a very, he was a rock, but also brought the pace. Cucurella brought the aggression. Koulibaly brought the experience and kind of held it all together. I think in the midfield, we really need to talk about Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez has walked into this Chelsea team, started and played 90 minutes in 6 games straight, and looks unbelievable. He looks like one of the best players on our team. He is undoubtedly one of the best young players on earth. And I think as a Chelsea fan myself, you have to be blessed to have a player of his quality in your team. The assist he had today was disgusting. It was disgusting. But then you look at his statistics and you notice that he had more ball recoveries and challenges, one of any player on the team. The man can do everything. As long as we got him in the middle of the park, we're probably going to do pretty fine in the midfield. Even with a double pivot, opposed to getting outnumbered by players, it doesn't seem to matter as long as we have Kovacic and Enzo Fernandez in the midfield. We're in safe hands in that regard. Moving forward, I want to talk about Mykhailo Mudryk a bit. I think he's a player that we have that has insane potential. But the reality is that we need to be patient with him. Mykhailo Mudryk is going to take time to ease into it. In the first half, he still looked a bit off. He didn't really look switched on. I can tell you right now, you're never going to see Mudryk play defense. He's an attacker, period. But in the second half, he kind of eased into it. When he got moved away from that striker position, which he cannot play, plainly cannot play, moved out to the left, he came to life. We saw a little bit of Mudryk. He was able to, receive the ball, turn, realize there's no one there, and just start running at people. Pick out a pass here and there. He was able to score. Sadly, it was, chalked off for offside, but he did get his assist. If the cross from Kai Havertz was a bit better, he's probably bringing that down and having a shot, and it could potentially be his first goal for Chelsea. But instead, he made the best of it, nodded it across to Kovacic, and he scored a phenomenal volley. And deservedly so. I think Mudryk got a chance in the team. I think after I'm an American too, seeing Pulisic play is a frustrating one. I think he's a good footballer, but I don't necessarily think he's as good as people put him out to be. I see something in Mudryk that, Pulisic doesn't have, and that's flair. That's unpredictability. That's Mudryk could probably just turn on the burners, beat two guys off the dribble and get an assist or goal. Sorry, not Kai Havertz, but Christian Pulisic won't do that. I think Christian Pulisic is a great role player with our team, but I don't know if his future for his career is vested at Chelsea. The last thing I want to talk to you all about is Graham Potter. I think Graham Potter has finally found a winning formula, and he's stuck with it. The 3-4-3 has worked for Chelsea for years, and he went back to basics. He tried his 4-2-3-1. He looked at it, analyzed the data because he's a data guy, realized that it's just, the data might be there, but the results aren't, and he needed to win to save his job. But sure enough, he changed it, and sure enough, we started winning. I'd love to see this as our staple formation for the remainder of the season, and then during the offseason, try and figure out something new. Just try it. You've got exhibition games, you got friendlies that don't mean anything, where you can, test, tinker, try something different. You got an idea, give it a run, see what happens. If it doesn't work, no harm, no foul, because reality is it doesn't count. But, another thing I want to point out on Graham Potter today was that he just came off the biggest win in his entire career as a player or a manager, period. Beating Dortmund in the Champions League knockout stage, going to the quarterfinals, is by and large the best moment of his managerial career. He didn't get overwhelmed by it. He calmed the ship. He steadied the ship, refocused the team, refocused himself, went into this Leicester game, and played well. We looked good again today. On another day, we could have scored 5 or 6 goals. We looked solid. We looked strong at the back. We looked strong going forward. There was an identity. There was a clear tactic, and I loved watching it. It looked like Potterball, finally. And I think you have to applaud, his mentality going into this game, being able to just steady the ship, figure out that, yes, we won a game. Yes, we're 2 wins off the beat, but the reality is we need more. We needed some of the Premier League desperately. We're still 10th. After today, even after this win, we're still 10th. But wins, it's easy to keep winning when you've already won 2 or 3 in a row. It's easier to keep a streak like that. So good on Graham Potter. Applaud to him. I'm glad he's starting to kind of change my mind and change my narrative around him, because I think he's a coach who definitely needs time and definitely got a little screwed by injuries, massive amounts of players, random players just getting bought seemingly out of nowhere, and then put into a team, and he's the one who has to figure out how to do it. And I think we're finally starting to see it come together. So good on Graham Potter. Applaud to him. The last thing I want to talk about, before I end this video, the last thing. Andre Mariner, the referee today, was so bad. Within 5 minutes, Joao Felix damn near broke his shin in half. And that tackle was 5 times worse that of the one that he got sent off against Fulham. Call me deluded, I don't care. I don't care if it's a follow-through. He could have easily broken his shin off that challenge. And there wasn't anything, not even a card, not even a yellow card. Why? How was VAR not able to go back, look at that challenge, say, wow, that's bad. I get it, he got the ball and it's a follow-through, but he damn near just ended Joao Felix's career. Damn near. It has to be at least a yellow. It has to be a booking in my book. And the next challenge I want to talk about is one on Kai Havertz. He got studs up across the chest, and there wasn't anything, not even a card on that one too. That looked like the foul in the World Cup final in 2010, where I believe it was De Jong potentially, who went studs up into Xabi Alonso. It was a straight red. Why is that not there in the game today? I get it, another follow-through, but why is Amartey swinging his leg up and keeping his stud straight up right where Kai Havertz is running into, because it was a 50-50 ball. He didn't have possession. He won the ball cleanly, he won it. But he also took everything and then some away from Kai Havertz. Both of those have to be reds. I need answers from VAR because that's ridiculous. Not totally sure how either of them is in a card. And I think, ultimately there needs to be some degree of reform. How is VAR not able to go look at that and say, okay, well, it isn't a red. If it's not a red, fine. How is it not a yellow? How is Amartey, and I don't remember, maybe Ricardo Pereira was the one who fouled Joao Felix at the beginning of the game. How are both of them not on yellow cards instantly after that happens? Referees are now incentivized to not give a card if it looks bad, because the reality is VAR will make the call for them. What VAR cannot do is remedy a mistake that they created through the system. It's a problem. It needs help. It needs to be changed. Otherwise, I want to thank you all for watching this video. Subscribe if you enjoy this content. Like the video if you enjoyed the win. Let me know what you all thought in the comments about the refereeing decisions. I'd be really interested to hear what you all think. Otherwise, I'll see you all next time. Take care.